How to play top tier adventure prank, kids. Let's do this now. We are doing a giveaway, $100 giveaway for every video we are playing today. You could enter in the giveaway. Like, subscribe, and comment. We're doing a separate $100 giveaway on my stream today on twitch.tv/Dkayed, 4 p.m. EST. $1,000 meta qualifier tournament using the new packs, the new decks. Also getting Diamond 1 with the new packs. Let's hop right into this. Before I get started, I have to say this is going to be quite contentious as the TCG and the OCG played the deck differently. It's a little bit complicated how the history works for both of the game formats, where the OCG had 3 of the adventure cards each, the Water Enchantress and the Right. They had access to 2 Meow Moo. They didn't play Fusion Destiny. They mostly preferred to not play Fusion Destiny. In the TCG, they had Meow Moo limited to 1. The TCG, a lot of them, they like summoning the DPE instead of the Butler. And then, of course, with Japan not really playing DPE in most of their builds, they are, of course, summoning Butler, which the difference between the DPE and the Butler is going to be more disruptive. So if you want to be more disruptive, or if you want to have more card advantage with DPE, that's going to be the main difference between both of them. The power of Prank Kids. To understand why this deck is so good, it's because Prank Kids is a 1-card combo. You literally just need 1 Prank Kid, nothing else, and you're going to be able to summon a Butler that will double Raigeki, non-targeting, destroy all of your opponent's monsters, not once, but twice, and have an insane follow-up play after doing so. But you have to also know that with great power comes a single interruption to stop that 1-card play, which is Ash Blossom. And that's where the Water Enchantress comes in. She loves to eat the Ash. So we're going to activate the Water Enchantress. Right now, your opponent could, if they're daring, activate their Ash Blossom to negate your Water Enchantress. But if you already have the Rite of Ares Mirror in your hand or another copy, then ashing the Water Enchantress is going to be for nothing, because then we're going to do a full play, which they could have saved Ash for instead. We're going to grab the Rite of Ares Mirror, and we're going to be activating it. Please focus on the Ash. We are going to try to block it or eat it. Now we're going to normal summon the Dropsies after summoning the token on the field, grabbing the Fateful Adventure. Now this is where you could really screw up. Summon, if you activate the Fateful Adventure, you done goofed. Do not activate it. That does not help us in the conquest to eat Ash. We need to eat Ash a different way. We need to block it or eat it. Now's not the time. Do not do that. Say no. Now, what you want to do is activate this, right? Wrong. Do not do that. You're going to instead make a Meow Moo. And this is when you get ashed and you lose. You lose right here, but you have a chain link block. I know a lot of people say chain link block this and that, but this is actually really important to chain link block. This is paramount to you being a Diamond 1 player or a freaking Gold player if you don't do this correctly. So by chain link blocking the Ash, now they cannot ash the Dropsies, and you're going to grab the Draco back. Now they, of course, could ash the Fateful Adventure here, but that would be absolutely horrendous because all they're stopping is you adding a Draco back, which is really not that big of a deal. The Dropsies is going to resolve, summoning the Fansies onto the fields. And now we could activate the Fateful Adventure. And this is pretty much their last opportunity to do a good Ash. If they don't Ash here, then they're done. They can't Ash anymore. This is the final time to eat the Ash. So this will and should eat the Ash. If it doesn't, then let's watch. We're going to grab the Griffin Rider. We're going to discard the Draco back. Draco back is going to activate in the graveyard, equipping onto the token. The token's now going to be indestructible by battle once per turn, and if it survives the Draco back next turn, we're going to be able to return any card in the field back to the hand, including a skill drain. We're going to summon the Griffin right now, and just like that, we have an Omni Negate. Negate a Nibiru. Negate the Ash. Negate anything. We have negate on top of our full Prank Kid play. Now let's continue and finish our play. We're going to summon Dooley Doo. Dooley Doo is going to activate with the Fansies. We're going to search, and we're also Dooley Doo. Make sure to block the Fansies and do not negate your own cards. We're going to add a Pandemonium or add the Pranks. If you add the Pandemonium, that will lock you into Prank Kid monsters only, which means you're going to lose the opportunity to make an Anaconda into DPE if you wanted to. So generally, the Pranks will leave you open to making bigger and better plays, but sometimes you might want the Pandemonium instead. We're going to grab the Pranks, Now, what's going to happen with the Pandemonium is we're going to send it to the graveyard instead of adding it. Now, Fansies is going to activate, or I should say resolve, to summon the Roxys onto the fields. And the Roxys, we want to banish the Beaver Warrior to draw. So how are we going to trigger that? We're going to summon another Duel. Come forth and summon, activate the Roxys. We have nothing to Chainlink block, but we have the Griffin Rider to negate an Ash. We're going to banish the Beaver Warrior. Oh, and we drew another Beaver Warrior. Come forth and summon the Lampsies. This is the last Prank Kid we have not activated yet. We're going to activate the Duel. Grabbing the Pandemonium, grabbing any Prank Kid to the hand. It does not really matter here. Now, we're not going to activate the Pandemonium. That's going to be used during the opponent's turn. We're going to activate the Pranks. And we're going to set the Pandemonium just right now early, so it does not bother us with the activation delay every time. We're going to activate the Pranks to discard a Prank Kid from the hand. Well, we just added one with the Duel. Come forth and summon the token. And right now, you could make a Link Spider into an Anaconda if you want to. You cannot make an Anaconda with just the token. You got a Link Spider in Anaconda. You can make DPE. A lot of people like doing that. The TCG loves doing that because they only have one Meowmoo, because they're going to use the Pranks to return their limited to one Meowmoo back in the deck. But we're going to be a Chad. We're going to summon the Bark instead. This is the Chad way. Come forth, activate the Lampsies. We're going to be summoning onto the field a Fansies. Why? Because it's large defense, 2,000 defense. Your opponent is going to have a 2,000 attack Adventure Token or 2,000 attack Wandering Griffin Rider, and the Fansies will block it. What now? Where is the Butler? The Butler comes out during their turn, so we're going to simply just end our turn. Just end it. It's going to activate the Pranks, returning Prank Kid cards back into the deck. I could return you, and you. You could return the Fansies even. You could return the Roxys, keep a Duel in the graveyard if you want. Just like that, we could return it back in the deck. We're going to draw a card, draw into a hand trap, hopefully. Okay, another Dropsies, that's fine. Now that the opponent drew a card, what you're going to be able to do is, with the Bow Wow, you could activate it early to add 2 Prank Kids of different colors than what you have on the field to now make the Butler during your opponent's turn. A lot of people think that you should use the Pandemonium first, then chain the Bow Wow. You're going to get messed up by a Kaiju. Kaijus are all over Master Duel, so I do recommend using the Bow Wow early. We're going to activate the Bow Wow. Now, do not screw up the Bow Wow. How do you screw it up? By using the effect of the Meowmoo. You do not want to use the Meowmoo. We're just going to use the Bow Wow. We're going to add the blue and the red, and with the green on the fields, we can now make the big play. So they summon a monster. Let's say we want to disrupt it. You're going to activate the Pandemonium during their main phase or your own main phase. Come forth and summon the Butler. We're going to use the fields, the hand. Come forth and summon. If we summon in the extra monster zone, all 3 of the Prank Kids in the graveyard are going to be able to summon more Prank Kids on the fields. So we could do that. There we go. Activate Fansies. Activate Dropsies. Activate Lampsies. Activate. You could activate the Butler. Activate the Butler. Using the Meowmoo to protect it from tributing itself. This is Raigeki number 1. And if you wanted to Raigeki again, you could Raigeki again. This is the second Raigeki. Double the Raigeki. Wipe the field twice. Now we're going to be summoning from the deck. We're going to be summoning from the deck. And we're going to be summoning from the deck with the Fansies. Come forth and summon double, triple monster from the deck. And from here, you're fully free to be making big plays. Access Code Talker, Unicorn, you know the way. Now I'm going to show you a 1-card Access Code Talker play with just 1 Prank Kid. And if you have another Prank Kid in your hand, Prank Kid card for discarding, that is going to allow you to make this play. So come forth, Dropsies into the Meowmoo. Unfortunately, no block for Ash right now, but come forth and summon the Fansies. Let's say we did have a block for Ash. Let's say maybe we had the field spell. Then we're going to continue to block the Ash with the Duel. We're going to Fansies on Chainlink 1, Duel, Chainlink 2. We want to grab the Prank so we don't get locked into Prank Kids only with the Pandemonium. And then we're going to send the Pandemonium from the deck to the graveyard in case you want to add it. We're going to come forth and summon the Roxys. And we're going to make another Duel, come forth, activating the Roxys, banishing the Beaver Warrior to draw another Beaver Warrior. Now we're going to summon the Lampsies. And right here is where we could go into our access code talker, or we could Bow Wow. Come forth, Bow Wow. That's going to put even more thinning in this duel. We could summon another prank kid from the deck. Now, we're going to use the pranks to be discarding the final card in our hand, the other prank kid card we had. And with this field, we can now make access code talker. Access code talker requires there to be effect monsters only for the summon. The unicorn does not. 2 or more monsters with different names. So make sure we're going to use the unicorn because we don't want to have to use the link spider. We're going to come forth and summon the unicorn. Unicorn is going to discard the Beaver Warrior, return that monster back, and just like that, we're going to then have an access code talker. If you're playing Link Spider in the extra deck, which you should be playing, then I would even recommend to not play the pranks, keep it in your hand, make the unicorn with the effect monster prank kid. So that is going to be with the Bow Wow plus your monster, make the unicorn, and then play the pranks, summon a token, but the token plus the unicorn could not make access code talker, turn the token into a Link Spider, then you could make your access code talker. That way, if you're using the unicorn to get rid of back row that might disrupt your pranks, that is the better play. And for the final prank kid play, I'm going to show you a play that many people do not know about this play. In the TCG, they're not really doing this because they rely on their side deck to deal with back row. Well, this is Master Duel. It is a best of 1 format. And if you are for sure knowing that you're playing against back row or you've been losing to back row a lot, I'm going to show you the ultimate anti-back row play using Rip Roaring. Now, to perform this crazy anti-back row play, we need 2 prank kids with different names. We're going to summon our Fansies here. Ideally, you do want to summon that if you do have it in your hand. That's going to trigger its effect. We're going to send from the deck to the graveyard the pranks instead of the Pandemonium, which you normally send instead. We're going to come forth and summon a prank kid different than the one in our hand. So continually summon different from the hand. We're going to summon the Duel-E-Doo, triggering the Lampsies and the Duel-E-Doo. Duel-E-Doo is going to be searching for the Pandemonium Fusion, which will lock us in a prank kids only. Again, summon a prank kid different than the one in our hand, which will be the final one, the Roxy's. Now we're going to activate the Fusion spell, fusing into the rocket with from our hand in the field. Come forth and summon. Do not block the Duel-E-Doo back row arrow, okay? We're now going to activate the Dropsies, activate the Roxy's. You can chain link block with the Rocket Ride. We're going to banish a card from the hand. We're going to draw into Ash. We're going to come forth and summon from the deck a Dropsies, and then we're going to summon another monster. It does not matter what we're summoning. We are going to then be making the Bow Wow. Because we had the arrow pointing backward, we were able to do this. Now, with the Bow Wow and the Duel-E-Doo, we're going to make the Rip Roaring. We are going to just use those 2. Come forth and summon. Now Rocket Ride's going to resummon both of our monsters from the graveyard back on the fields. Bow Wow and the Duel-E-Doo come forth and summon onto the fields. Now, what we want to do with the Duel-E-Doo is we're going to add the Pandemonium, and because we have no other prank kid in our hand, we can't add the pranks. But if we had another prank kid in the hand, then you do want to add the pranks. A prank kid that is a red, blue, or green. So instead, we're going to add one of the red, blue, and greens. We'll add back the blue here. And then we're going to be setting our Pandemonium. Now, during our opponent's turn, we can activate the Bow Wow early if we would like. That's going to be not using the Meow Moo. And we're going to add the colors we are missing. We have blue, we do not have green, we do not have red. And now we have all 3. Perfect. Now, what is our opponent going to do? Like a mad lad, they're going to be setting up everything. We do not want to pop their 1 card. No, we do not. Just say no, 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 or you don't need your toggle on for this. And oh my cheese, 5 back row cards. Now, they're going to attempt to end their turn, and that's going to be your last opportunity where you could activate your Pandemonium. You could get Pandemonium right now, come forth and summon. That's going to be the Butler using the red, blue, and green. Now we have double Raigeki or double Harpy Feather Duster. Come forth and activate all of them. 1, a 2, and a 3. We're going to activate all of them to summon as many prank kids as we have left in the deck. That's fine. Now, we are in the main phase, and you do not want to pop in the main phase. You want to wait. So we locked them back in the main phase. Wait until they end again. Do not activate at the end of main phase. And now, during the end phase, get ready. We're going to activate the Rip Roaring, using the Meow Moo in the graveyard to wipe it all. What did we wipe? Let's check out what we wiped here. We wiped Solemn Strike, Skill Drain, Imperial Order, Dogmatica Punishment, Solemn Judgment. That's what I'm talking about, and we got to keep it on the field. Now remember to sign up for the $100 giveaway, like, subscribe, and comment on this video to be entered in the $100 giveaway, including all the other videos I post today. Also, 4 p.m. EST will be the $1,000 Meta Qualifier Tournament happening today with a separate $100 giveaway during the stream, including getting Diamond 1 with the new packs. And as I said earlier, it's going to be a fight between players on whether they should prioritize the DPE or summon the Butler. Just remember, in the TCG, it was better to summon the DPE more so in many circumstances because they only had one Meow, so they couldn't really double Raigeki with efficiency because then they lose their follow-up play. They don't have another Meow, and we have that in Master Duel. We have two, so we could afford to double Raigeki and still make big plays next turn, but we're also giving up the ability to Celestial draw 2. You know, I don't know. You tell me. We're going to find out in tournaments. I will be paying attention to what the Mad Lads do.